Hi everyone, it's Jimmy Cannon here, singer and voice coach. I would like to share with you a few tips about looking after your voice for prolonged speaking. So if you're someone that speaking is your job, you need to speak at conferences, you do that all day, or you need to speak for events, in meetings, etc. You'll need to look after your voice. It's your most important communication tool, and it's what people. The first thing that people notice is the color of your voice, is the character of your voice, and the tone of your voice. So, anyway, I'm going to get straight into it. There's a few warm-up exercises that I'd like to share with you. The first one is to create. It might take you a while to get this, but don't worry. There's loads of exercises that we can look at. But just for today, is 2 or 3. So the first one is just to. We're going to to excite the vocal folds slightly, and that is called a glottal release. So here it is, and it's just as if you were to open, close, and then open the vocal folds. But before you do that, it's just you're just opening and closing the skin, just right at the tip of the vocal folds, and they're very, very small. They're situated around about here, and you're making this sound. Now, if I then project that sound onto what I've called a falsetto 4, which is the head voice, and we're making this very, very pure flute-like sound. We're very, very gently massaging, if you like, and exciting the vocal folds. The particles on the vocal folds are jumping up and down with delight at this point. So, this is also a really, really good way to produce and to invite some harmonics, some extra high notes into the tone of your voice. So again, we start with that glottal release, and then we just find that falsetto, that head voice. That's number one. The next thing I do pretty much all the time, which annoys loads of people in my family, but this is the lip trill. So this is, you create a buzz between your lips. So you push air through your lips, and it sounds like a horse. And what we then do is we create a sound there. So, and it's basically making a tone in between the lips. So by engaging the vocal folds here. So. So up and down the range, start really low. Go all the way at the top. Don't force it. Keep it nice and relaxed. And then at the top. Now we can do a siren, what's called a siren, which is up and down. So. And don't worry if you lose it, try to find it again. Okay, that's called lip trill. If you can't do that, then try a tongue trill, which is same thing. And again, do the siren with that. Okay, so there's 3 warm-up, actually 4. If you the sirening thing is a really good thing, and you can do that with different placements of the voice. Now, what we've been doing is what's called semi-occluded exercises, and these are exercises where the energy is focused at the front here, around the mask, and the fricative area, the tongue, the teeth, and the lips. So this area around here is the energy is focused here rather than on the vocal folds. So if we're just speaking from the throat, then obviously that's the sound that we're going to get, and after a while it's going to hurt, it's going to strain, it's going to tire, and it's also going to be, it's going to be grating for the audience to listen to. But if we start using the chest and we just allow everything to relax a little bit more support here, then it's going to be much easier to control that sound. Now, talking about controlling the sound is very important that you're breathing correctly. So correct diaphragmatic breathing is really important. And I'm going to stand up. It's really important to breathe from here. So we're going to take not particularly a big, but take a breath in. So we're going to release, let the belly drop. And then we're going to breathe out. And we're going to create a shh. Let the diaphragm drop, the belly relax, and then push the diaphragm back in. Now, put your fingers here, and we're just going to create a buzz. We're going to engage the vocal folds and allow them to resonate. So from a sh to a zh. Okay, here we go. And see how long you can hold that for. So just that as an exercise, just from going from sh to a sh and holding that note. So what we're doing is we're focusing on the air, the channel of the air, the flow of the air coming from the lungs, but controlled by the abdominal muscles, which are just below the diaphragm. And I can go into much more detail, but just for you guys, I just want to just mention a few things. So let's recap. We've got warm-up exercise. Ah. That was the other one I didn't mention actually, which was just a hum. If you can't do the lip trill or the tongue trill, then just a hum. All the way up and all the way down. That's really good. Again, a semi-occluded exercise, focusing the energy at the front rather than the energy here. So we're trying to keep the throat open and relaxed. Okay, vocal health. We've got about 30 seconds to go. I'm just timing in my head. The very most important thing is to keep the voice hydrated. So loads of water. I've always got some kind of water on me, not literally, with me. So hang on. Try to avoid coughing or clearing your throat. It's very important because that puts a lot of transient energy on the vocal folds, and after a while they'll thicken up and they'll slow down. They won't be so flexible. So that it's not a good idea. Have a sip of water instead. That's really important. So hydration, loads of water. At least drink water a lot, especially if you're speaking a lot. A nebulizer or steamer is a really, really good idea to have in your hotel room or in the bedroom. We've got one which is pretty much on permanently. Our son suffers quite often from chest infections. Excuse me. And the other thing is to use amplification when it's there. So often there'll be AV there, and there'll be microphones. Normally 2 condenser microphones. We'll talk about microphones at another time. But use them. You don't need to speak much louder than I'm speaking now. And you can use your resonance and different areas of your voice to emphasize and project the sound with the right support and the right resonance control, rather than shout from here, which is not a good idea. So that's about it, really. Hope that's helped. So we've got some warm-up exercises, very brief explanation of how to use the abdominal muscles, going from an unvoiced sound to a voiced sound, shh, and then looking after voice, hydration, using amplification, and not coughing. So hopefully that's helping, of help to anyone, and please leave some comments below. My new website is being launched very soon, or has already been launched, jimmycannon.com, and there I will be putting weekly videos about voice improvements and voice pedagogy. So if that's something that you're interested in, do sign up to the mailing list, and I will be infrequently letting you in with some gold information. So anyway, speak again, speak soon, speak often, and speak well. Oh, I quite like that. I might use that. What was that? Speak again, speak often, and speak well. There we are. Bye for now.